All right, guys, pictures up.
Pictures up.
Pictures up.
Let's roll sound.
Rolling.
Rolling.
Sound speeds.
Camera speeds. 2. Asham. Take 2. Mark.
Ready?
Set. And action.
Welcome to the Penn Cinema Podcast, your behind-the-curtain connection for movie news and reviews. Now here are your hosts, Penn Ketchum and David Moulton.
Oh, welcome to the show. I'm David Moulton.
And I'm Penn Ketchum. What's up?
My dude, are you ready?
Baby, this is epic. This has the potential to be the best show of all time.
Yeah, it's definitely, last show,
Yeah.
some people, you'll see.
Yeah.
They said it was the best show ever.
There was a comment along those lines.
Yeah. But this show,
The Basot.
yeah.
Right.
We've built upon the foundation laid by the previous episode for the first time.
Right. We've grown.
235 episodes, we're finally
Right.
learning.
Right. And we had that super cool staff retreat
Yeah.
up at Refreshing Mountain Camp.
That was so great. The zip line,
Oh my God. That was so funny.
Frank was screaming his head off
He
on the
was
way
so
down. We're
scared.
like, oh, come on, dude.
And then it was really funny because you never expect it to happen, but he did fall off
Yeah.
and broke both of his legs.
So, looks like his fear was deserved.
It was so funny because when they were hauling him off in the ambulance,
Yeah.
and you were like making faces at him with glasses and
Who
stuff.
would have guessed old
Yeah.
short chins over here? They had to cut him off.
Yeah,
Sew him back on.
Brutal.
Yeah.
So now he's an inch and a half shorter than before the retreat. But that only served for the better inspiration to focus the whole team.
Yeah.
You know, it's great.
Yeah. I remember he came back and you said, look, if we had been focused on the podcast, this accident would have never happened.
Right.
And it's all your fault. All of you.
Well, he was going down the zip line.
Yeah.
And I was recreating my favorite scene from a bank robbery movie. And I said, stick him up. And then he quick put his hand.
Let
buddy,
go.
Come on, buddy. You're on a zip line. You don't, come on.
You don't
man.
let go. Come on.
Come on. Not you dummy. Come
on.
You're 45 feet in the air.
Frank.
Jeez, buddy.
Well, R.I.P. Frank.
Right. So then we had to fire him for being too stupid.
Yeah. You're not quite at our level.
Right. So now he's got broken legs.
Yeah.
He's an inch and a half shorter, and he's got no job.
He's unemployed.
Right.
Yeah. Good guy. Good
This
guy.
is good guy, great.
One of the best.
Right. He still came over for the dinner though. So
It's good he was able
Yeah,
to
that
see
was
past
weird.
it. Yeah. Well, yeah. I guess he's too short to see past it. You know. Why
That
do
was
people
good.
listen to the show?
I like that. That was good. I like that. He's too short to see past it. It's funny because he's short.
He lost an inch and a half.
Right. When he fell off the zip line. Oh my God.
Man, who needs movies? We got plenty of stuff to talk about.
Well, and that's all the news. So let's get into the trailers. All right, David, we have a little bit of news.
Yeah.
Let's start off with the only news that I care to comment on. I guess two of the three news pieces are acceptable. The third one is lame.
2 of the 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll start off with the first one. Listen, as we all know, all anybody can talk about.
Yeah.
Even Frank, when they were hauling him off in the ambulance, he was screaming, "I'll be back for the Red Rose Film Festival!"
Oh, I remember.
Yeah. So the Red Rose Film Festival is November 3rd and 4th, Friday, Saturday. And I can tell you, I've been honest on this show.
At least once.
I'm active with the Red Rose Film Festival, and as such, I'm one of the people who reviews all the films. And in years past,
I did it one year.
yeah, you did it one year. I should have gotten you back this year. Yeah, I dropped the
Missed
ball.
opportunity.
In years past, some of the films,
Yeah.
God bless them, some of the films were a struggle, right?
Yeah.
Some of the films were awesome, and then some of them were like, ugh. Are we really? And you're like checking the tracking to see how many more minutes the movie is, and it's like, oh God.
Yeah.
I can tell you with a complete sincerity
That all of the films are like that?
that this year every single film I watched was at a minimum was good,
Nice.
and some of them were amazing.
That's great.
Yeah, yeah. So really, check out, if you're into independent movies, the Red Rose Film Festival. You can find the full schedule at redrosefilmfestival.com. And as a special treat, we are recording the Penn Cinema Podcast live.
That's right, folks.
At 2 p.m. at Zootropolis, which is the super cool independent art house movie theater located on Water Street.
On the 4th, right?
On Saturday, November 4th at 2 p.m. And I highly recommend going beforehand and getting a couple drinks at the bar or get lunch, whatever you want.
Now, where are we going to be? Do you know we're going to be in the theater?
I think we're going to, I don't know. I don't know. I doubt we're going to be in the theater. We'll probably be in the lobby.
We'll be around.
Yeah, you won't miss us.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
Whether you see us or not,
and
you won't miss us.
We were going to have our first ever guest host, but then, we fired Frank, so now it's back to being just the two of us.
Yeah, it was crazy.
We can make it if we try.
I don't know if the mics go down that low. We'll have to figure it out.
Right.
Yeah.
No, so anyway, Red Rose Film Festival.
November 4th.
November 4th at 2 p.m. is the live Penn Cinema Podcast at Zootropolis. But what I'm telling you is go to the website, redrosefilmfestival.com, check out all the stuff. It's all in downtown Lancaster. It's mostly all at Zootropolis.
Yeah.
But there are some screenings at the Southern Market and also a couple screenings up at the North Museum in their planetarium.
Wow.
Which is kind of weird, but also like...
kind of cool.
Kind of cool. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And also... There's a lot of people attending the screenings are like people who were involved in making the movies.
Yeah.
So it's kind of going to be cool. A lot of the screenings are going to have Q&A from the directors, or the people who produced the movie or whatever. So we reviewed movies from literally all over the world.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was really cool. I'm really proud of this year's effort. So I'm excited to get going.
This is the third one?
This is the fourth. This is the fifth. No, this is the fourth year.
Of doing it.
Yes.
Since the first one.
Right, something like that.
Because I think you skipped a year, right?
Yeah.
You did it online.
Yeah. We did it online. Like, whatever. To me, in my mind, this is the third in-person one. But more importantly, this is going to be I sort of feel like the first one was definitely in 2019, and it was, like, good. But we also learned a lot of lessons. In my opinion, I feel like this is our first one, like, all the way back.
Yeah.
Like, we are... firing on all cylinders, and it's going to be great.
Fun point to this.
Yeah.
We had our first live show at the Red Rose Film Festival. Not only that, that's the first time we met Austin Atreides.
Oh, is that right?
Yes.
In
person. What a guy.
Yeah, we still haven't figured out his real name. I'm not convinced that Atreides is...
What?
No, what I mean is Atreides is definitely his real last name, but he's got Austin's a fake first name for sure.
That cannot be real.
His name's really like Bob.
Yeah.
Charlie, David, Edward, Frank, George, Hamlet.
Said. He could be Fremen.
I think Hamlet.
Hamlet?
Hamlet Atreides, and then your initials are Ha.
Not Henry, though. Hamlet. No other H names.
Right.
And his friends call him Hammy.
Obviously.
Oh, yeah.
That would be so cool.
Yeah. He went Austin. He wanted to throw us off. He's like, Austin. My name's Austin Atreides. Right. They'll never figure me out.
Right. Bastards won't see me coming.
All right. Moving on to some other news.
Yep.
I put this on here because I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember. I'm
trying to forget.
Back when Zachariah Snyder was doing the DC stuff, and we had Justice League and everything, and the whole push was bigger, badder, darker, more gruesome, more brooding superhero stuff. That's what they thought DC wanted.
Okay.
And then they were like, don't worry, we're getting James Wan, who does all these dark things.
He's the biggest, baddest one of them all.
Yeah, he does horror. We're going to make Aquaman 2 a straight-up horror film. Don't worry. James Wan's behind it. It's going to be a horror movie. And they kept pushing it. Oh, this is going to be the darkest one yet. Blah, 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 blah. And they filmed it. And this is going to be so dark and so scary and so everything. And then this week, James Wan said, hey, Aquaman 2 is an outright buddy comedy. And they're like, you got to see it because it's a buddy comedy. It may be the last movie in the DCEU, but it's a buddy comedy. Don't worry. You'll be laughing and having a good time. It's definitely not dark and brooding and or scary.
Right.
All the things that we said that it was going to be.
Right.
So anyway, I just thought that was funny. Real tonal shift.
Well, what I
I mean,
find
the trailer doesn't look scary, so clearly they've been.
Well, I think if you recall, I'm not trying to bring the abacus out off the couch, but I think if you recall that part of my concern with the Aquaman trailer was that it did not make up its mind what it wanted to be. Right? Because there was that little bit about showing him like washing his Aquaman suit.
Yeah.
Like, is this? Are we trying to be funny? But then there was like a real intense action sequence, and like, oh, am I supposed to be excited? And so I feel like this news is only interesting once I see what the actual, like, is the news true or is it not?
So I think they tried to make the scary bad one, realized they couldn't do it. This movie's had a ton of reshoots. And then reshot all this buddy stuff, but they were like, well, that action stuff and the computer stuff's already done, so we're going to just keep the action scenes.
Right.
It's just everything leading up to it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
This is our big Christmas film.
It's not the big Christmas film. There's like there's a ton of other Christmas movies.
Well, there's
Color Purple.
Yeah.
What was the other one we saw today that comes out of
Boys in the Boat.
Boys in the Boat.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's other movies.
But there's always like a big mainstream, like commercial, this is the big movie.
Oh, this is a flop.
Yeah.
This is nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Womp womp.
Deadpool 3 is losing its May release date as the strike continues to affect the theatrical schedules. On the note of the strike, word is tomorrow they start talking again.
Yes.
So that's good.
Tuesday. Tomorrow being Tuesday. October 24th or something like that.
Yeah. So they're saying even if the strike ended in the next few weeks, it doesn't matter because this movie is like less than halfway filmed and done. So it just can't get done in time for that release schedule. So it's not a,
Right.
That's what happens. It's not like they're sitting
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Riddle me this.
Yeah.
Riddle me this, my friend. Deadpool 3.
Yeah. Is it the third Deadpool movie?
There's the Deadpool.
Yeah.
And then there was the Deadpool 2.
Yeah.
And then now we're talking about Deadpool 3 to be released in the spring of 24, which now it looks like it's going to be released sometime after the spring of 24.
Some people were talking it could push to a November release, which is historically really good for Marvel.
Yeah. So let me ask you this. How big of a deal is this?
Not a deal.
Yeah.
I mean,
like, this is going to be a great movie. Like, when I say great, this is going to be a good, solid, fun movie whenever it gets released. Right? I don't think it matters. I don't think it changes the trajectory of 2024. I think it's whatever. It's good.
I think the bad news would have been if they would have said it's still coming out. And they're like, as soon as the strike's over,
right.
Like,
we're going to kill everyone to work 100 hours a week to finish in time.
Right, or try and work with whatever limited stuff we already have.
Right. Yeah, no, I agree. Interesting.
So, now this does open up the opportunity for Captain America Brave New World to move into that May spot. Because that's been finished.
Oh.
Well, the filming has been finished.
Right.
So, potentially that movie could move up the schedule. So we'll see.
Gotcha.
But that, unfortunately, all the news fit to print, which is more news than we've had in like the last month.
Right.
So there you go. Oh, well,
The two-handed.
That was a new pose.
There was like the vertical Superman pose.
I was like, is he taking off? What's going on here? Yeah.
David, I'm not one, as you know.
Well, you're definitely not two.
Right, thank God.
Maybe three.
Right. I'm not one for the hyperbole. Right?
Yeah.
I'm not one to make bold, dramatic statements. If my wife listened to the podcast, she would be screaming right now because she always accuses me. Everything is like, I am never going to that store again.
What?
Right, 5 seconds later. Wait a minute.
Look at our rating system.
Right.
And why it is what it is.
Right. So anyway, with that being said, I'm not one.
Yeah.
Is prone to hyperbole.
You're also not Juan. You're Penn.
Right. I'm Juan. I'm not Juan.
No.
I'm Penn. Which also sounds like a made up name. All right. Listen.
Yeah.
I just want to go on record. I think this is the best slate of trailers.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe ever. Certainly the best slate in a long time. There were a couple stinkers.
Yeah.
Or even like even the stinkers.
Yeah.
Even the stinkers were like acceptable. But like I have a trailer of the week, but I could easily swap that for a different 2 or 3 different trailers of the week.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well, let's start off with a trailer I know Penn didn't give the time of the day.
No, I did. This is the trailer that I chose to do other stuff while I was watching it. And some of the other stuff may have included leaving the room. May have required stepping out for a sec.
Yet again, Penn has totally ignored my trailer of the week.
That's your trailer of the week?
Yeah.
That's insane. Why would you do that?
It looks so good.
Okay, but that's not good enough because there's other trailers that are just beyond so good.
Well, there's like 2 other trailers that were in contention.
Okay, all right. Walk us through the trailer that David is talking about. Is called The Three Musketeers Part 1, and then some Italian dude's name.
D'Artagnan.
Huh?
It's D'Artagnan.
D'Artagnan.
You've never seen The Three Musketeers?
No.
You've never seen The Three Musketeers? Not even the one with Kiefer Sutherland?
No, I saw the one with Tom and Jerry.
No wonder you're not interested. You don't know how cool The Three Musketeers are. Also, it was in French, so of course he was like, well, I've got other things to do other than read.
Oui, oui, bonjour. Or as more fitting, au revoir. Au revoir, mon ami.
Yeah, well, The Three Musketeers Part 1, D'Artagnan,
Fermez la bouche.
is the first half of it's already gotten critical acclaim in Europe, where it's already released in its native area.
So, okay, go on.
But it's coming to America. Okay. Not Eddie Murphy, but it's coming to America.
Right.
And a lot of people have been waiting for it. I know we have one listener adjunct, as in the Abacus's wife, who is constantly asking me when this movie is coming
out. Is she French?
No, but I know she studied French. She was in France at one point. Basically, she's French. 100% natural.
Can I say something totally wildly inappropriate?
Yeah.
She's not French, but she's a good kisser.
You'll have to ask the Abacus. He probably has a spreadsheet.
Okay, so your trailer of the week is a movie...
The Three Musketeers Part 1, D'Artagnan. It looks fun. It looks great. It looks good.
It looks French, and you're never going to see it in a movie theater.
No, don't you say. You watch your mouth. I bet it comes here.
That's cute.
I know the guy who books the movies.
Oh, okay.
I bet it comes
so you're going to play that card. Yeah. You think you're so fancy. I know people too.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't know David Moulton.
I know the Goonies. I know Goonies. He's a manager there.
Goonies Jason.
Yeah, Encyclopedia Brown.
Yeah.
He can get word to the booker. So what's up?
Ooh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay,
right,
the next trailer is called As We Know It, which not to be confused with Life as We Know It.
Right.
Which came out in 2010 and has one of the all-time greatest lines when Katie Heigl says, "Get out of my car. Get out of my smart car."
This is a zombie movie.
Yes.
And it very much wants to be modernized, Americanized and modernized Shaun of the Dead.
Right.
Where a bunch of like depressed, kind of like not keeping up with what's going on. People are just held up in their house and the zombie apocalypse is happening around them. And
Right.
they slowly discover in a comical way. The thing to me is it doesn't look that funny.
Right.
I felt like the setup is there, but then the pull through just doesn't happen for me, at least in the trailer.
Yeah, I kind of agree. This is one of the ones that I thought was like, okay.
Yeah,
like
it's
because
just okay.
the premise and the setup and the actors are likable and it seems stupid enough. Like it's obviously not trying to be scary.
No, it's a comedy.
So this is a movie that knows what it's trying to do.
Yeah. The thing is, it could just be the trailer that's not funny. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because they're trying to quicken up the jokes.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's a guy who got broken up with his girlfriend, so he's depressed, doesn't watch TV or anything, just hold up his home. So his friend comes to check up on him where you been, what's been going on. You haven't watched TV, you don't know what's going on. And then the ex-girlfriend comes over to like have more of an argument or whatever.
Right.
And then the three of them wind up in the house while they notice the apocalypse happening.
Yeah.
In LA.
And the best part of the trailer is him answering the door to each of them.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then we have another movie called Anybody But You, which I thought looked quite good. Even though there's almost nothing in the trailer.
Yeah.
Okay. I think it looks good for a romantic comedy, predictable as hell.
Mm-hmm.
The idea is that a guy and a girl, I'm assuming that they're friends, decide that they're going to a wedding together in another country, and they're like, we don't have anyone to go with. Let's just pretend
Let's fake it.
that we're fake.
Yeah.
Right? And they're like, that'll never work. Well, I guarantee you they fall in love.
I think this looked, yes. So takeaway points for being a predictable romantic comedy.
Right. But it looks, at the same time, the actors and everything, like, it works.
Put points back on the board for looking really well done.
Right. It doesn't, I've seen worse made
Yes.
romantic comedies.
Yes.
But they also didn't show many of the jokes, which is probably a good thing.
Yep.
So,
It's a great thing. Next on the list is Saltburn.
go ahead.
Saltburn looks like some kind of weird, like kind of out there. What does it take place at a prep school?
It's a psychological thriller.
Yeah.
It starts at a prep school.
Starts at a prep school.
And then, so you got a what's the right word? A guy doesn't associate with his family.
Yeah.
An outcast.
Estranged.
An estranged student, and a really popular student,
Right.
rich.
And they like team up.
And the rich guy takes an interest in the estranged kid, outcast. And he's like, well, you're not doing anything for break. Come to Saltburn, which is his family estate.
Right.
And then you get there and it becomes a psychological thing. There's hints that there's like a relationship between the two, he's like leading the one boy on, but then at the same time, it's almost like the family, he brings these classmates home for the family to toy with. And it's debatable whether or not, in the trailer for me, it's debatable whether or not it's like they kill them or they just manipulate them and like use them for their own pleasure, like psychologically.
It reminded me a little bit of Get Out.
Yeah.
You know, not quite. This is clearly not a horror movie. It's clearly like a psychological,
Yeah, like what's really going on.
Right.
Like the mom wants one thing and she's like, oh, you're the cutest one he's brought home yet. Like implying that there's been others.
Right. And is this right? Exactly.
Is he just a toy for these rich people?
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Or is there any realistic thing going on?
This looks like a well-made movie. This is already booked and opens in Penn Cinema. I think November 21st, Tuesday.
Wow.
Tuesday before Thanksgiving.
Quick.
Yeah.
Yep. Next one on our list here is Poor Things, specifically the extended trailer, which isn't much of a trailer. It's more of an interview with...
Yeah, okay. I was going to ask you if I watched the right one. This is with Emma Stone narrating essentially her take on the movie.
Yeah.
I wish that theaters, I wish that studios would do this more often. Because having her sort of walk us through the trailer was so, like, I feel like, first of all, I understand what this movie's about, and second of all, I really want to see it.
Yeah. This was what this movie needed.
Yeah.
Everyone I've seen this trailer with in the theater has all been like, well, that looks weird. Like, I'm not going to see that. Because they have no idea what it's about, and it's all colorful, and it is weird looking.
Yeah.
But if they knew what the story was, they might be more interested. And if it was explained to them, like, simply, not like they can't understand hard complex, but like it's an odd concept.
But it's not that odd.
No.
I mean, it's a little bit like a modern day or just a fantastical take on Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, that's basically what she explains, that it's, a new person, like quick beelining it to adulthood.
Yeah.
So,
Not like the rest of us that took 40 years, 50 years.
I'm not quite there yet.
Yeah. You'll get there. You'll get there, buddy.
Can we not rush it?
Right. You don't want to rush into these things.
Yeah.
Next on the list is a movie called The Boys in the Boat.
This was my runner-up.
This is my runner-up too.
Ooh.
Except that mine was a runner-up to a good movie.
Oh, wow. Hey,
Yep. What?
can you...
What? So?
Look, I can't quite reach. There's something in my back here. You mind
Shit!
getting that?
That's my knife. I've been looking all over.
That's
for it.
yours?
Yeah.
I feel like it's been in there for the last 20 minutes.
Boys in the Boat is directed by George Clooney. Looks amazing.
It does
Is
look
based on a true story, which was chronologued in a book of the same name, Boys in the Boat, and it's about a. It's told through the eyes of one of the rowers, one of this kid named Joe. And it's narrated by modern, like old Joe, as they call it. And he tells the story of coming up through real serious rural Depression era poverty and making his way to Washington University, where he got a seat on the Washington crew team, which would then go on to not only win national championships, but then make it to the Olympics and go and row against the Germans in the Nazi Olympics.
Right.
Fascinating story, incredibly inspiring, hopeful, beautiful. Everything is good about this. This was my runner-up to trailer of the week. Boys in the Boat.
Cool Runnings on Water.
Right. Well, yeah. Except not funny. I don't think it's at all funny.
Hysterical.
Yeah. It opens on Christmas Day.
It looks really good.
The Christmas Day opening tells you a little bit about, you know what I mean? Like that's a Christmas Day opening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It definitely feels right for Christmas Day. I'm not a huge sports guy, but this tickled the part of my brain that's like,
Yeah.
let's do it.
Yeah. It's exciting.
Yeah. Zone of interest. Why am I blanking on this one? Just give me the beginning, and I'll probably go from there. Why can't I remember this one? I know I watched all of these trailers. Are you blanking on it too?
Totally.
Let me just look at a picture real quick, and I'll be able to remember.
It was a smaller movie. It's not gonna. I remember thinking it's not gonna make it to Penn Cinema.
Yeah.
Zone of interest refers to a geographical zone. I remember that.
I don't have good signal.
All right. Well, I'll remember what it is. We'll come back to it. The next one is my trailer of the week, Napoleon.
Oh, this was good too.
Yeah. Walk us through what you thought of this.
Napoleon, well, it's a Ridley Scott feature film. It's an Apple production. It's got Joaquin Phoenix. It's got, what is her name? She's in Mission Impossible movies.
Yeah, I'm not going to remember her name, but she's one of those actresses that, first of all, you know her when you see her, and second of all, you're glad that she's in the
Vanessa
movie.
Kirby.
Vanessa Kirby. Yeah, she's so good.
Yeah, Mission Impossible. She was in the, she's in the Fast and Furious movies.
I feel like what I liked about this trailer is it did a really good job. Did I mention this is my trailer of the week?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the reason why this is my trailer of the week is because, first of all, from the first time I saw any footage of this movie, it was like commanding, like this is going to be an all-time epic movie.
Yeah.
And what I especially liked about this particular trailer is it begins to paint the picture of what the movie's about. So in other words, you get a movie like this, it could be about his, final victories or a military victory, or it could be, sort of like the whole entire movie could be in that certain period of his life.
Right.
But now we saw from the trailer that it actually spans.
But he's nothing.
It starts all the way back to when he's nobody.
Yeah. I like when she meets him, she's like, did the course of my life just change?
You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, this was a powerful trailer. So I highly recommend. This is the kind of trailer that we recommend. Like, it's worth watching the trailer. Like, I assume the movie is already on your radar.
Yeah.
And if it's not, it should be. It opens on Tuesday, November 21st, right before Thanksgiving. If it's not on your radar, it needs to be on your radar. And this is a trailer that's worth watching. Joaquin Phoenix, I mean, what can't that guy do?
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
And Ridley Scott, I mean, he brings the action chops.
It's gonna be epic.
I can't
Period
speak
piece
highly
movies
enough of
are-
this movie.
I love him. And then we have Eileen. This was my runner-up. It's Mackenzie Tomlinson. Is that how?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. What a
Tomlinson.
cutie.
Yeah. I always get her name wrong. And then it also stars Anne Hathaway. And
who I wouldn't have recognized if I guess
got blonde hair.
I probably would have recognized her eventually, but it like at first you're like, oh, who's that? And then you see Anne Hathaway and you're like, oh shit, right.
this is another psychological thriller where not exactly sure what exact time period it's in, but it's definitely in. I don't want to say that it's not. World's not like that anymore, but it definitely a more like openly sexist time where women weren't as respected, and basically like the guys are like, oh, both of them, they don't amount to much, and so basically but then it turns out like I don't know, it's kind of like a romantic relationship between the two of them, and Anne Hathaway is manipulating Mackenzie Thomason to do like looks like maybe murders,
right?
Like getting her to do her dirty work for love.
I have a different take on this.
Yeah.
Not dramatically different, but let me rephrase it differently.
Yeah.
I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying, but I have a different take.
Right.
Can I do it?
You can.
Okay, here we go. The next movie on our list is called Eileen.
Yeah.
It stars Thomasina, Thomasina Mackenzie? Would you say her name was?
We're butchering her name.
Yeah.
I think it's Thomason, but I could be wrong.
Yeah. I think it's Thomasini.
Okay.
Because I remember thinking, like, that's kind of a cool name. And it also stars Anne Hathaway, who they have her in, like, dyed blonde. Like, you at first don't recognize her.
A wig.
Or a wig. Here's what I think about this movie.
Will you wear wigs?
I have no idea what this movie's about. Clearly, there's a relationship between the older, more experienced Anne Hathaway and the younger, wide-eyed, I don't want to quite say naive, but, like younger, learning the ways of the world. And there's something fishy going on. Mm-hmm. But we don't know what it is.
Probably murders.
David keeps wanting to make it about the murderers.
Well, they have a room with a secret hidden thing in it, and they talk about, and she's got a gun.
Right.
And, like, she sticks up a dude with the gun.
No, I this movie, this could be this is my third trailer week. I'll say that.
Okay.
Like this movie, I really want to see what the deal is with this movie. I don't know. I don't understand anything about it.
So for me right now, it's Three Musketeers Part 1 D'Artagnan, then
Napoleon.
Eileen, then Boys in the Boat, and then Napoleon.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah.
The next trailer is is for a movie that's called American Fiction. And how to say it about this movie? This movie looks compelling, striking, sharp, smart, but it's not like, I don't know. What did you? This is Jeffrey Wright, who plays a black author who I'm gathering from the trailer writes pretty heady, good quality work fiction, and is essentially talked into dumbing his work down to quote unquote appeal to a black audience.
Right. And so he writes the most satirical black way that he can.
Right.
And then it gets picked up.
Right.
And it's basically all these like a high level white people talking to him about his book, and he's like has to dumb himself down because it's like $4 million just for the movie, right? It's like it's the most money he'll ever make in his career if he can just play up being less
So this looked interesting and it looked smart, and of course you can't go wrong with Jeffrey Wright. He's amazing.
So
he's just
Should be in
amazing.
so many things.
Yeah. So this is like a good movie, but it didn't make it wasn't at the top of my list.
Yeah, man, it's right up there with my other. This was such a good week for movies.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Next up was a shorter trailer for Migration from Imagination, right?
Yeah. Illumination.
Illumination.
The Despicable Me
Right.
franchise.
And this is the one about the ducks that decide to not migrate and then last minute do and wind up in the city. Good kids movie. Looks like we got a good kids movie in his hand. What really stuck out to me, there's not a whole lot of new things in it except for one joke where the baby duck is like to the other brother, it's like, you look like you need a hug. And he hugs him, and the brother's just like standing there. It's like, is it working? And the brother's like, no. He's like, well, then you haven't hugged long enough.
Do you think we watched two different trailers?
Probably.
Because the trailer I watched was primarily featuring Taylor Swift's song.
Well, this had a lot of her song in it, too.
Yeah, the name of the trailer was Migration Trailer Number 2 featuring Taylor Swift.
Okay, no, that was, like, I watched the newest one. I think that was the last one we reviewed.
Oh, you're on trailer number 3.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. Well, anyway, this trailer that I watched was also pretty great.
Yeah.
Like, not compelling to me per se, but
Right.
made me feel like, okay, cool, this is going to be a good kids movie.
Solid kids movie.
The one I watched had the scene where they were peering in a restaurant window.
I think that's what Duck L'Orange is.
Yeah, he said, "What's Duck L'Orange?" And he goes, "It's you with L'Orange on top."
yeah.
There's that French again.
Oh my god!
And you say I don't like foreign language films.
That was the end of the trailer, so you could be like, nah.
No, I'm all in on L'Orange.
L'Orange. And not the final, because you did look up Zone of Interest. Do you want to talk?
Yeah,
about
let me cover
Interest?
Zone of Interest. Zone of Interest is that movie. It's from A24, and it's basically about this family it looks weird. Like I'm going to read you the plot, but I did not pick up on the plot from watching the trailer. The plot is a Nazi commandant tries to build a dream life for his family near the Auschwitz concentration camp.
Oh, yes, I remember this. I put this one on here because Owen wrote in about it being at the film festival.
It's a 2023 historical drama written and directed by so-and-so based on a 2014 novel of the same name.
There's no talking in the trailer.
That's right.
There's no explanation of what's going on.
Right.
It's just families celebrating in different rooms.
Yes.
Probably, I'm honestly going to say the worst trailer of the week.
Well, the worst trailer of the week, because as you can see, first of all, we forgot it.
Yeah.
That's a bad sign.
Yeah.
Second of all, neither one of us remembered what it was about.
You're right.
And third of all, now that we do remember it, we still don't really have anything to say. I would not have known what it was about had I not read
I wouldn't have known either.
the little
Other
blurb.
than it says it's about family or something.
I will say, just to give credit where credit is due, Rotten Tomatoes has it at a 93%.
Well, the critically acclaimed, that's also, I mean, not only our own critic, Owen, told us it was good.
Yeah.
But, yeah. The final trailer we have here is The End We Start From, which, like a woman on the run with a kid type of thing.
I thought we reviewed this last week. It looked very familiar to me.
That's true. This might be one, because I think there was one week that I didn't see that you had reviewed.
Oh, maybe this is
Maybe
it.
this is it.
Yeah.
I couldn't figure out what was going on in this movie.
Yeah, so there you go.
Well, there's some movies this week. Now, before we get into it, look, we're going to talk about a movie, and if you want to talk to us about movies, we'll get into them later, but podcast@pencinema.com is the way to get in touch with us.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
So, this week we reviewed Killers of the Flower Moon, or should I say Killers of the Whole Afternoon?
Killers of the Flower Moon was directed by Martin Scorsese, one of the all-time iconic legends in filmmaking.
So you say.
All right, I mark this milestone now. From henceforth,
Yeah.
I will no longer say nice things about Marvel movies just to be polite.
Good.
If you're going to say shit like that about one of the greatest filmmakers in the history of film,
You know what I did
talk to me.
today? I was like, maybe it's me. I said, maybe it's me.
You've been listening to Taylor Swift?
And I
Are you
said-
the anti-hero?
Yeah. And I said, let me look up and see what Martin Scorsese movies I like.
Oh, yeah.
I don't like any of his movies.
Right.
The only ones I do like
Do you even watch movies?
are Michael Jackson's Bad
Okay.
and the Michael Jackson's Number One.
Okay.
I don't like any of his other movies. And that includes Goodfellas. And I mean, I've seen them, but every single one of them, I think this is just a load of whatever.
Yeah.
Like I spent a lot of time on this movie for nothing.
Yeah. So we'll have to agree to disagree.
But all of them at the same time,
Right.
when you're watching it, oh, the acting is amazing.
Right.
No wonder they won.
Right.
Like, yeah. But everything, I looked, because it wasn't just this movie.
Yeah.
And this movie especially, because that's 4 hours of my time. Thank you very much.
3.5. But anyway.
Yeah, trailers in there. It is a long time.
Okay.
He needs to find somebody to edit his movies for him. Because it's not that he doesn't have good ideas. It's not that the actors are bad. He needs a script rewrite or something. Because this movie is way too long. And I remember The Departed. I hated that too because it just seemed like the worst narrative ever. Narrative pacing. And then I find out, okay, the way this movie is laid out, you know, it's you follow the guy who's the kind of dumb guy who then gets married, and then from one scene where he's like fully in love with the girl, and then almost completely 180s to getting the sister killed. I was like, wait, I thought the character development was going a total different direction. No. And then for the rest of the movie, of course, he's bad. But that was something that Scorsese and Leonardo DiCaprio changed because Leonardo DiCaprio wanted a bigger spotlight in the movie. The book that this is based off of is basically what would have made a much better, more compelling movie to me, and was what it was originally going to be, was what was from the perspective of the FBI agents coming to town and trying to figure it all out. But instead, we got to watch this stuff happen really slowly over a long period of time. And then when the last hour came and they're like, let's solve this mystery. What mystery? I've just been watching this mystery for 2 hours, Penn. I know what happened. I'm the audience. Pick up the pace. All right? I know what happened. It took way too long to happen, and I know it. So anyway, they're probably going to win some awards because the acting is really good.
Well, we can only hope that Martin Scorsese is listening to this podcast so that he can take a note from you.
Right.
I mean, you do have an Emmy after all.
Does he?
Right. I'd like to see your Emmy, Mr. Scorsese.
Yeah.
If you don't mind.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, you think you're all that?
No, he definitely doesn't have an Oscar.
No.
I'm closer to that than he is. I got the EGOT on the wing.
Right. Did you say he doesn't have an Oscar?
No, didn't he? Isn't that the thing that he's never won an Oscar?
Dude, my man has won many Oscars.
I thought that was his thing that he's never won. Oh, is it that he's never won Best Picture?
No, he won Best Picture.
Okay, but I thought there was something about him who he always gets snubbed. Or is it just DiCaprio that gets snubbed?
It's mostly DiCaprio, but let me just clarify. The reason why he sometimes doesn't get all the awards that people think he
because he's got bad editing skills.
Is because a lot of the audience is, I don't want to say impatient. They don't appreciate his narrative. They don't appreciate the full, compelling character development that he pours into his movies. They don't have the attention span to keep up, to tolerate a long told story.
I was talking to the Big O today, right? And he said, "What do you think of Killers of the Flower Moon?" And I said, I can't say it's a bad movie because it's not a bad movie, but I was like, it's not for me. I thought it needed some editing. It was long. It drawn out. And I said, but let me tell you what, these film people are going to have their pinkies out spooching all over this movie about how great it is. And he's like, so I'm going to love it? And I was like, yeah, and you're going to hate that I don't.
Mm-hmm. He won his first Academy Award in 1974.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. Remember when he did the Michael Jackson stuff? That's basically the highlight for me.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
He won an Academy Award for The Color of Money, Goodfellas, The Age of Innocence, 5 awards for The Aviator, 4 awards for The Departed, 5 awards for Hugo. He does make long movies. The Wolf of Wall Street was long. The Irishman was long. He had 10 nominations for The Irishman, but unfortunately the general public has an attention span problem, and I know you can't relate to that, but...
I paid attention for the whole movie. That's the problem. I felt betrayed at the end.
Right.
It wasn't that I didn't have the attention
So at what point, like, how do I put this? Was there a point in the movie where you realized that you weren't going to like it because you were over, like, did you get to the very end and be like, oh my God, they're not going this other direction? What a ripoff. Or were you just like right from the beginning, like trying to get the pace to go further? Like, was there a point where you suddenly thought to yourself, this isn't what I wanted?
It was probably like an hour into the movie.
Yeah.
I don't really know where it was. There was a point where I was like, this is taking its time. And the thing is, I say that, but the scenes where the actors are like compelling, sure. What time? Time means nothing.
No.
They're doing amazing work.
Yeah.
But it's the drawn out like shots of the scenery And what I think when it really started to turn me negative was that this movie's long. And I knew it was going to be long. So I was mentally prepared for a long movie. And I was kind of enjoying it all the way up until DiCaprio starts taking part in like the crimes. Right? And then we got this movie that's so long, but it just quick glazes over the interesting stuff of like,
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
and that's when I started to
when
get
you
a bad
lost it.
attitude. I said, I'm fine with sitting here.
I love that you said that's when I started to get a bad attitude.
yeah, I was fine with it up until I was like, oh, this is great. You know, character development, everything. Like, I'm enjoying this. Acting is phenomenal. But I'm like, wait a minute. How many kids does he have now?
Right.
This is like he had a second kid. They
Third
made a big
kid?
deal about the first
Right,
one. They made
right.
a big deal about the third one.
Right, and then all of a sudden,
Somehow
yeah.
all of a sudden the house is full of people.
Yeah.
And it's like, what? Who are these white people? I guess they were his parents. You know, I figured
I don't know.
But like, it didn't. It jumped when it needed to walk, and it strolled
When it should did a brisk walk.
It should have at least been walking.
Okay. Here's my take on this film.
Yeah.
I loved every second of it.
Oh, Martin Scorsese's are the best. What? I'm sorry. I just thought I heard you.
Here's the analogy.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, that was pretty good, but not great. You could have done something better.
I know.
Yeah, I know. It was weak. It was weak sauce.
It was weak.
The analogy that I have is if you're out to dinner with it's you and a couple people that you just love,
Can't wait to get away.
right? And you get to the dinner and you are perfectly content. The waiter or the waitress brings over a drink, and then you sit there and chit chat for 20 minutes, 25 minutes, and then you order appetizers. You know, and then, you know, they bring out the apps, and then, you know, you're sitting there, and then 45 minutes into it, they bring out your order.
Yeah.
You know, and then you get your food an hour into it.
Yeah.
And all together, you spend 3 hours having dinner.
Right.
Which you would never do. I'm usually done with dinner in 7 minutes. You know what I mean? But if it's a nice restaurant and the seats are comfortable and the company is good, then you just soak it up. You know, and that's what I felt like when I was watching this movie. Like, I was so excited for this movie, and to me, it lived up to everything I thought about it. I thought it was a 10 out of 10. I loved the cinematography. I loved the scope. I loved as you already said, the acting was amazing. I don't necessarily disagree with your comments, because there were definitely times where I was jolted, like, oh, wait, what?
Yeah.
We're already doing that?
Yeah.
And then there were other times where I was kind of like, we need to move along, you know?
Yeah.
But I was so pleased to be, like, it was so appealing to the eye and the sound, and, you know, everything about it was really, like, just class A. And so I felt it was 10 out of 10. What I was interested in is the critical reviews. When I say critical, I mean people in my lobby, not you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
The critical reviews have been mixed. People are what we're presenting right now on the podcast is a perfect example of what we're hearing in the lobby.
Yeah.
You know, some people are like, "Oh my God, it's too long. I was bored. I didn't follow the plot. It was dumb. They shouldn't have did it." You know, like, they had problems with it. Everybody agrees the acting is amazing, but there's half the audience thinks it was too long and had pacing problems, and the other half is like me and just thought it was perfect.
Right.
So it's interesting how divisive, you know, the feedback or the response.
Divisive?
Divisive. Divisive? Can you say I think you can say divisive. Divisiveness? Decisiveness. No, decisive. If it's decisive,
It's divisive.
or is it divisive? Which one did I say?
Divisive.
I said divisive.
Yeah.
What if that was your last name and you met a girl and married her and then she became Mrs. Divisive?
This is So I want to take your analogy from dinner.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And tell you how you were close.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So you go out to dinner,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
talk for 20 minutes,
Love it.
you order your apps, sit there for 3 hours. You're thinking the movie wants you to be at the table. The movie expects you to be the waitress that gets tips $10 after 3 hours. That's what it felt like. Oh, this was a great time. Then you get to the end. Here's $10. Thanks for your time. See you later.
I think the dinner analogy told from your point of view would be this. Bear with me, all right? Walk with me, because I think this is going to be good. David,
Oh, I was bearing with you. Sorry.
See, the bearing thing doesn't work because they can't see your hands. They can't see your mitts. Now they just think you're doing a pirate.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
Good
okay.
point. Yeah.
So David's review of Killers of the Flower Moon through Penn's dinner analogy would be as such. You get to a nice restaurant with people you love. You're excited. Well, see, the analogy already falls apart because you don't love Scorsese. But bear with me. You get to the dinner You get to the dinner.
I can fix it for you.
No, I got it. I don't need to
Your
fix it.
mom takes you to this dinner and you're 16 and you gotta go.
Okay.
Right?
And okay, that's you. And you're at this dinner
This
and
was about me.
everything's lovely.
Yeah.
It takes a long time to get your apps, but you
Food
don't
is
care
amazing.
because you love it. And they bring you your apps. And as you're bringing your first appetizer to your mouth, all of a sudden they're out with the main course. And as you're trying to navigate the main course or, the apps or how do I eat both of those,
Right.
all of a sudden they clear all your plates. And you're expecting them to come right back out with dessert because apparently they're rushing you through this.
Right.
But then dessert is an hour and a half. You're sitting there with no plates, no food, and then dessert comes out an hour and a half
exactly
later.
how it is.
That's how you would explain Killers of the Flower Moon through Penn's dinner analogy.
Yeah.
Was that pretty good, right?
We should give a college course.
Yes.
And this could be Penn's dinner analogy and you. 101. Because it's definitely a four level
Right.
thing.
It's a 4-course meal.
Yeah,
in and of itself.
exactly. All right. Well, I'm going to say worst movie I've ever seen.
I'm going to say best movie of all time.
Okay.
Best movie ever. Period.
time.
End of discussion.
But when it
David's
comes-
wrong.
When it comes to what's your favorite movie, if you don't say Killer of the Flower Moons from now on forever, I mean, I don't know. It'll be a thing when it comes
At
to
the end of the year.
when it comes to your top 10 and you don't mention this movie at all.
Well, I'll tell you what. I don't know if I will mention this movie in my top 10, but if you're going to force me to choose between this and Oppenheimer, because a lot of people are comparing the two. A lot of people think the two will compete for Best Picture.
Yeah.
My award would go to Oppenheimer.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Well, Abacus, you don't have to do anything but make a note in your spreadsheet that Penn said this was the best movie, not just he's ever seen of all time.
Of all time.
And then when he forgets,
It's the Bemote.
yeah,
Best movie of all
best movie
time.
of all time. Promote.
Bemote.
All right. So what are we doing next week?
Next week, I really think we should watch Five Nights at Freddy's. But if you're not up for that, 2 other new movies are After Death, which is some kind of weird spiritual horror movie, maybe faith-based. I don't mean to call it weird, but like it's pretty unusual.
Yeah.
Or Freelance, which looks like a run-of-the-mill sort of action, good old-fashioned pizza movie. And then there's Five Nights at Freddy's, which, by the way,
We should watch FNAF.
I'm definitely watching FNAF. You watch whatever you want.
I'll watch it.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't think it's gonna be that scary.
I am psyched for this movie. I am super psyched. And on top of being excited just to see the movie, I can also report to our listeners Five Nights at Freddy is going to surprise at the box office.
Oh no! I mean, Five Nights at Freddy is huge.
Yeah. I mean, every time I look at our pre-sales, I add showtimes to the schedule.
It's a big franchise, and
Yeah.
people don't know, like, it has a demographic, and that demographic loves it.
Yeah.
Loves it. All right, let's move on to listeners' notes, questions, comments, answers. If you want to be part of these lovely people, best way to do that is to email us, podcast@pencinema.com. Are you ready to start off?
Please. I think you should start us off.
Okay, I'll
Yeah,
start us off
please.
with this. That's right.
I'm bored. Who is this?
No, I don't. That's funny. 19 seconds, too long. I'll cut that down eventually.
Stressing my attention span.
Yeah.
I had a little dance going, but then I didn't realize I was going to have to sustain the dance for an hour and a half.
Who? What? This is like 3 seconds longer than Top 10 Sarah's? I can't handle it.
It's those 3 seconds that make or break the whole thing.
Really do you in.
Right.
Yeah. So this was a letter from Frodo to me because I don't know if you know. I've been upset about Willy Wonka.
Indeed.
And this was a great email because not only did it enlighten me, but it changed my mind. She says, okay, David.
That's saying a lot.
Yeah. She says, okay, David, I considered writing this before, but didn't think it was really important. I mean, it isn't really now, but I want to point it out that the wondrous nature of Wonka's candy making was known. And it was even a specific plot point. And then this is an excerpt from the book. You see, Charlie, he said, not so very long ago, there used to be thousands of people working in Mr. Willy Wonka's factory. Then one day, all of a sudden, Mr. Wonka had to ask every single one of them to leave, to go home, never to come back. But why? Asked Charlie. Because of spies. Spies? Asked Charlie. Yes. All the other chocolate makers, you see, had begun to grow jealous of the wonderful sweets that Mr. Wonka was making, and they started sending in spies to steal his secret recipes. The spies took jobs in the Wonka factory, pretending that they were ordinary workers, and while they were there, each one of them found out exactly how a certain special thing was made. And did they go back to their own factories and tell? Asked Charlie. They must have, answered Grandpa Joe, because soon after that, Fickelgruber's factory started making an ice cream that would never melt, even in the hottest sun. Then Mr. Prodnose's factory came out with a chewing gum that never lost its flavor however much you chewed it. And then Mr. Slugworth's factory began making sugar balloons that you could blow up to huge sizes before you popped them with a pin and gobbled them up. And so on and so on. And Mr. Willy Wonka tore his beard and shouted, "This is terrible. I shall be ruined. There are spies everywhere. I shall have to close the factory." The fact people knew about this is back to the letter. The fact that people knew about his fantastical candy making and reputation was why people copied him, resulting in his factory closing. The reason that it was so new and marvelous in the movie was because since it had been so long by that time, it was new to them.
That's interesting. That really interesting that it changes your mind and that that's a huge plot point.
Yes.
You know what I mean? That's like an incredible change. It almost changes everything.
My question is that portrayed in the movie, which is the only thing that I've seen?
You mean the previous movie or the upcoming?
In the previous movie,
Yeah.
in the classic,
Like did
Willy Wonka.
Did they say that and we missed it?
Yeah.
Right. Gotcha.
Was I just too young and didn't catch it? Because I've never been a huge Willy Wonka fan.
Me neither.
So it's not like I know some people watch the movie often.
I guess people say Wonka's going to be the big. We were talking about Christmas movies. Wonka could be the big Christmas movie.
That's true. It could be.
Okay.
So thanks, Frodo. Thanks for enlightening me and changing everything.
Yeah. And we got one more note from Owen.
Yeah.
I know you said you thought there would be a note from Aware, but this was Owen.
Oh, who?
Why? What?
Oh, when?
What?
I just want you to know.
Oh, Canada?
Oh, when we put your name down, we literally put O space when question mark.
New word.
Yeah.
Capital W.
Capital W.
Right. So Owen wrote in, this guy is seeing some good movies.
Yeah. Well, we put the call out to him.
Yes, we did.
So
Last week we gave a little request for his review.
Right.
Of he had to treat he went into New York. A few different guys that work here at Penn Cinema went to the New York. I don't know what it's called. The New York City Film Festival. Is that where they were?
Maybe.
Some film festival. It was in New York City. And here's his review of Poor Things. Owen writes, "I'll give you the Poor Things review first, since that is the one you requested." I love that sentence because it implies you're going to get the review you requested.
But you got to sit through some other stuff.
And also, I'm going to tell you some other stuff that you may or may not care about. The Poor Things review first, since that is the one you requested. Poor Things is directed by Yorgos Lanthimos, who has done films like Favorite and The Lobster, and is a Frankenstein-like story. Oh, didn't I say that a few minutes ago?
You did it.
and is a Franken-like story that follows Bella Baxter, played by Emma Stone, as she discovers herself emotionally, sexually, and more. Definitely not for the kids or for people that don't want sex in their movies.
Okay.
Who's that? That's weird. Wah, wah.
Guess it's as good as mine.
Yeah. Emma Stone gives one of the best performances of the year, arguably of her career.
Whoa.
Now, I do have a question. Emma Stone gives one of the best performances of the year. What else has she been in this year?
No. Best of. Like,
Of all the movies this year, her performance is one of the best.
Is what he's saying.
And it may also be one of her best performances of her career. And supporting characters Mark Ruffalo and Willem Dafoe.
Dafoe?
Willem give really good performances
Dafoe?
as well. Is that what it was? Who did
William Dafoe?
William Dafoe, right?
Yeah.
And his little brother, the third.
Yeah.
The third.
Oh, classic jokes.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite moments. The film is also surprisingly funny and has a great overall commentary. Also is one of the most stunning films of the year, which you might be able to tell from the trailer, costumes, cinematography, production design, and more were great. Might be a bit out there for some people, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. As you might guess, this was my favorite at New York Film Festival and one of my favorites of the year. He goes on to say, I would like to talk about the zone of interest and give you my thoughts real quick, as I saw a trailer was released today.
Which we
What's up?
brutally destroyed.
What's up? But I feel super cool that we at least had the trailer.
Well, because I read this.
Right. David, you don't have to tell him that.
I mean, I knew the trailer was out, and I was like, oh,
And
this
nothing-
has got to be on our list.
There's nothing David and I go for more than a good intellectual, hard to understand, hard to follow, heavy, drama trailer.
Yeah. Clearly.
This was another highlight on the trip. It's a really tough watch, as you might tell from the trailer. The film depicts the horrors of the Holocaust in such a unique and disturbing way, might be inaccessible for some general audience members, given that the film is sort of experimental. But it is one that certainly was one of the better ones of the year and will stick with me for a long time. Wow. That's cool.
Yeah.
What I like about Owen is, and the other, there's a bunch of kids downstairs that are film buffs.
Yeah.
And they will go see anything.
Yeah.
Like, good. You know what I mean? Like, they don't shy away from a heavy, hard-to-watch Holocaust movie.
Well, you know why they call them film buffs? It's like a buff person spends a lot of time at the gym.
Yeah.
These guys got to exercise their film critique. They got to
Yeah.
see. They got to get those gains.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yite.
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 It happened moments ago. I was trying to say yes and right, and then it came out yite, and
Yite.
I thought that has kind of a cool ring to it.
I didn't know if you're from like Virginia.
Right.
Jeet yet?
Yite. Right. Jeet yet?
Jeet yet? All right. Moving on. We have. Wait, did I press the button? I can't figure out if I did. Let me try again.
It's the final countdown.
Oh, my head.
The final countdown.
Rhythm.
David's over there doing his best Steve Martin impression from the beginning of The Jerk.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Top 10 Sarah writes in. She says, you guys nailed it this week.
it.
Meaning last week.
Right. But probably, I think we can assume.
She means every week.
She probably also means this week as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's implied.
Uh-oh. But then she says episode 234 was the best episode ever, far from episode 233, a.k.a. the worst episode I have ever heard. I hope that every episode is so magical that it's the best one that's ever been heard since the last one, making the last one piece of trash.
Love it.
She said, so
But you skipped over the middle sentence. You said episode 234 was the best episode ever, assuming 235 is probably even better.
Oh, yeah.
You missed that.
I missed that one. Last week we had a discussion about boba tea.
Mm-hmm.
She said, so boba tea, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 heart emojis. Wow.
She loves it.
She says, except I hate the boba bubble things. I have major texture issues with the food.
Yes.
She says she hates pulp in her tapioca and in her OJ. She hates pulp in her tapioca. She hates pulp in her OJ and tapioca pudding, etc.
Forget about it.
Yeah. So I get boba, no boba, and it's basically perfect. Also, I branch out with my flavors, and I haven't had a bad one yet, as long as there are no bobas and I have to chew. No one should ever have to chew their drink. I'm on board. She said, when you were talking about the movie Laxadaisy,
Wait, can we just go back to two things?
Yeah.
First of all, you skipped the train emoji.
you choo-chooed.
Yeah. But I just want to make sure that we call attention to the fact that the choo-choo represented the train emoji.
Train emoji.
Which I
sorry.
really appreciated because she said, I'm on board.
Yeah.
You know, which you could just say I'm on board and that's one thing. Or you could say I'm on board and put a train emoji and then we're like, oh, shit, that's for
She
real.
really means
yeah, she
she's
is
on board.
on the train.
I mean, we're on a boat,
Right.
but
She's on the
she's
train.
on the train.
I also want to just say I can't agree with her more when she said in parenthetically, but still it was critical,
Yeah.
no one should ever have to chew their drink.
No one.
A freaking men.
No one should ever.
I'm on board with you.
She says, when you were talking about the movie Laxadaisy and Has a Daisy in New York, it must have slipped your mind about the third movie called Oops a Daisy and the final edition Pushing Up Daisies. You guys left me in the alley with only a daisy, frowny face, but I did find my way out eventually.
That might be my favorite paragraph of all time.
Last thing, this is an interesting thing. Last thing, I have a feeling that Timothée Chalamet is going to become the next Johnny Depp by playing these same quirky characters, or at least on his way there. Maybe a higher class of quirkiness than Johnny Depp. I mean, Paul Atreides fits this category, especially by the end of his life/legacies, and I assume in Dune 2. Obviously, Willy Wonka will be well within the traditional confines of quirky. I'm not too familiar with his other roles, so maybe my theory is total BS. What do you guys think? Well, he's been acting since he was a child, so I think it's childhood stuff to the side because that's not too quirky. But he just did that like cannibal movie that bombed. Remember?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, I think you're right. I think he wants to do crazy roles.
I'm going to say something that
He wants to push his boundaries.
I'm going to say something that is a little bit hypocritical, or I should say self-contradicting,
Yeah.
because I've been a huge Johnny Depp fan. And I appreciate the comparison. I appreciate the analogy, and I don't think there's anything wrong with the question. But I would just say I think Timothée Chalamet is leagues above Johnny Depp in terms of his ability to act.
Yeah.
And that's saying a lot because I'm a big Johnny Depp fan. I think Johnny Depp is a great actor, and I think that he has done some great movies. But Timothée Chalamet, I don't think we have begun to see how great he can go on to be.
Right.
Like, I think I think Timothée Chalamet is worlds better than Johnny Depp.
I feel like Johnny Depp is always Johnny Depp now. Like, when
Yeah.
you see him, you're
Yeah.
like, that's Johnny Depp.
Did you see? He was
Even when
in.
he's serious.
He was in that gangster movie. He was not Johnny Depp in that one. Donnie Brasco. Donnie Brasco.
I didn't watch that.
He was great in that movie, and I feel like that was an example of him being a really good, solid actor. But he didn't make a ton of those types of movies.
Yeah.
You didn't see Donnie Brasco. Do you watch movies?
I might have seen it. I don't remember. It's an older one, right?
Yeah.
So she ends with, I'm glad to hear that Penn gets lost in his own podcast sometimes. It makes me feel better when I start paying attention again and find myself down a dark alley. So,
I'm glad we're not alone.
yeah.
And we are not, let me tell you that. Everyone's favorite sister wrote in and said, okay, I know I'm late to this party, but I finally got to watch Across the Spider-Verse, and y'all were right. It's fantastic. I was surprised how much I liked the different animation styles for the different Spider people, and to think I would have missed this gem if y'all hadn't encouraged me to watch the first one. I can't wait for the next one. Thanks.
That's awesome. And I wanna comment because there's been some suggestions for a theme song for everyone's favorite sister. And I think I found something that fits.
Oh.
And I was going to play it, but my internet on my phone doesn't seem to be working right now. So
So next week.
next week I should have it on the board.
This is
by then.
exciting.
Yeah.
One thought that I had about the movie, this is everyone's favorite sister, not me. She writes, one thought I had about the movie, the spider that bit Miles was 42. That's a pretty significant number. In The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, 42 is the answer to life, the universe, and everything. In sports ball, it's the number Jackie Robinson wore and the only number retired across all Major League Baseball teams. see below why that's a huge deal. Maybe it's just a coincidence my brain concocted, or maybe it's something else. I just know 42 is one of my favorite numbers, and it was fun that it played such a big part in the movie. That's cool. I'm usually pretty keen on like numerology in movies. Like you hear a number and I'm like, I make the connection.
Yeah, I think there was definitely thought behind it because even with the Jackie Robinson, he was the first black athlete to get retired, right?
Well, he's credited with breaking the color barrier in professional sports.
And Miles was controversial in the beginning for being replacing Spider-Man with a person of race instead of Spider-Man's typically white. So I'm sure there was a connection there, or even just the 42 meaning of the life thing. These people that write these comics and stuff, this might surprise you.
Stop it.
But they're
Stop
often
it.
nerds.
In case you're not aware, she goes on, having a jersey number retired is a huge honor. It means you've had a significant impact on the team and are one of the team's greatest and most beloved players. Now, David, before I read the next sentence, I think we should both sit down.
Hold on.
Okay. This is a stunning and admirable fact about one of our favorite listeners.
Yeah.
She goes on to say, parenthetically, but much like her sister, parenthetically, she drops these bombs.
Yeah.
It's the most important part of the entire email, and yet it's in a parentheses. She goes on to write, I can name the retired numbers for the Bears and the Cubs off the top of my head. That's impressive.
While you were reading this, all I heard was sporting on the sports.
To have your jersey number retired across the entire league means that you made an impact on the sport that was so significant no one else can compare. Jackie Robinson definitely did that. Sporty sport.
Those are all the letters we had this week. If you want to be a part of the show in this way, the best way to do that, podcast at pencinema.com. Reach out. All right, Penn, what have you been watching? What have you been doing? What have you been living this week?
The Dream.
Whoa.
Watching, reading, listening, loving The Dream.
Broski was in town. Did you watch it?
Broski was in the town. We caught up on Seinfeld. We caught up on Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee.
Perfect.
On Sunday, I watched a whole bunch of football.
Yeah.
Sports ball, which was awesome.
Yeah.
Fun fact, speaking of numerology, Travis Kelce had 13 completions, or catches, I mean.
I bet he did.
On Sunday afternoon. Do you know why that's significant, David?
Because he has the catch.
Because he's
Taylor Swift's boyfriend, right?
And her lucky number is?
23?
13.
13.
Gotcha.
I was right there.
Yeah, you were right there. Right there.
I was on board.
Okay. What have you been watching? What have you been reading? What have you been doing? Where are you at?
All right, so Lower Decks and Gen V continue to go, and I continue to watch them. Lower Decks is great. Gen V is just entertaining. But the big one I want to talk about this is I finally watched Invincible Adam Eve, which is a spin-off from the Invincible series. It was a 1-hour special episode in between season 1 and season 2 of Invincible, which season 2 is coming up quickly. And I keep getting reminded about Invincible lately, which I really enjoy. And it's just it was a great comic, and the show is done really well. It's just this whole universe of superheroes of its own that is much more brutal, kind of crazy. The premise is what if Superman was here to take over the world, but he had a son, and his son challenged him.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and fought him off, but the threat is always there that he could come back, type of thing. And, his son's not quite as strong as his dad, but he'll get there eventually. So, anyway, it's a really cool premise. And the heroes are kind of original and everything. So, Invincible Adam Eve is about a character named Atom Eve. It's a girl, and it's just her origin story of her tragic origin story of growing up with her powers. So, it's an hour. It's a good watch. It's on Amazon Prime. So.
When you say it's an hour, it's like a one-shot special?
Yeah, you could watch it on its own and not have watched the rest of the series.
Yeah.
And I would think you would enjoy it, but I mean, it definitely, if you know what the character is and what she becomes eventually, it has more weight to it. But the Invincible, it is a cartoon, and it is more on the bloody side, so it's not, it's not for children.
Yeah.
It's just a warning. But anywho, that's what I've been up to. So next week, Five Nights at Freddy's.
Five Nights at Freddy's. Oh my God.
Oh my gosh, we're going to be so scared.
We're going to have bad dreams.
What do you say we record the episode at Chuck E. Cheese? Immediately after, at night.
No, here's what we're going to do.
The lights off.
Yes. We're going to record it in Penn Cinema in the dark when the building's
Look at
empty.
the troll head up
Because
here.
let me tell you, the building is a spooky place. When it's dark and you've shut all the lights,
Yeah.
it's scary as hell. One time I was here years ago. I was the closing manager, and we lost power late in the set. Like there were no more incoming movies, so the whole lobby was shut down. The concession stand was cleaned and done, and it was just me and a closing usher. Oh, it was me and a closing usher and a projectionist, and we lost power to the whole building. And so we had to well, first you go through a routine. Are we going to get power? Is it going to come back up? And eventually we realized that we're not going to get power in time. And so I went around to each auditorium and, exited out the audience. It wasn't a busy night. I think it was a weeknight or something like that. There wasn't thousands of people, but there was a good number of people that I had to deal with. And anyway, then all of a sudden, you're alone in this building that's literally pitch black, except for there's some emergency, battery powered lights. It was one of the spookiest moments. It was the spookiest moment at Penn Cinema we've ever had.
Wow.
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
Spookums.
Spookums.
That's right. We're coming up on, it'll be Halloween before
Yeah,
we
Betty.
record again.
Yep.
No, it won't.
No, next week.
Next week. Yeah. All right. Well, that's it for the show. If you want to get in touch with us, once again, the best way to do that is to write us.
Podcast.
Podcast@penncinema.com. Send an email.
Such a tight email.
Yeah.
It's so much better.
We freshened it up.
Yeah. The funny thing is, the new email was Frank's idea.
Yeah.
And then he screwed up
He
during the
shortened
retreat.
himself up.
Right, he shortened
Just
himself
like-
up. And then we got rid of him.
Yeah.
This is lame.
Wow.
Yeah.
You didn't sign the right contract.
Right.
That's for sure.
Sucks to be you. What's up?
But look, if you want to support the
Yes.
show, what's the number one way to do that?
Well, listen,
I'm listening.
I'm not necessarily saying that I endorse. Have you been following this on CNN?
I did catch it earlier today.
Yeah, they did a little bit about it. And I'm not saying, I can't say publicly that I endorse this, but here's what's been happening. People have been studying to become translators. You know how this is, earlier in the show, it was basically bilingual?
Yeah.
Right,
yeah,
right.
yeah.
So what people are doing is they're studying to become translators. And then they're going to incredibly important moments. And during the translation, the one guy says, blah, biddy, bop, bop, biddy, bop, 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 bop. And then the guy translates and says, he says, you should listen to the Penn Cinema podcast.
Yeah, they're throwing their career out.
Right, right.
to just say whatever the person says.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I think that's obviously the best use of your time. I mean, what else are you going to do?
Right.
What are you going to watch Killers of the Flower Moon?
No, you ain't got time for that.
You're not.
Yeah.
It'd be easier to just become a translator.
Yeah, and then throw your career under
Get
the
a
bus.
gig. No. You're not throwing your career because
don't know.
nobody knows.
That's true.
Nobody
this guy
knows.
Sure does talk about this podcast a lot.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's French. Nobody speaks French.
Not even the French.
That's what I'm saying. Right? Why would they?
They're just pretending.
Right.
Yeah.
Why would you
At
speak
this
French
rate.
when you know English?
That's a good point.
I'm just saying. So therefore, if you don't know English and you need a translator, and the translator says oh, you should listen to the Penn Cinema, they don't say it that blandly. Obviously, they couch it. They say, oh, he's really concerned about the trajectory of these family dynamics, and he thinks that you should maybe listen to the Penn Cinema podcast to fix your national debt.
Yeah. Why move these numbers around? Listen to the Penn Cinema podcast.
Yeah, it ain't no big thing.
Yeah, no big. Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
I like it.
But if you're the type of person who really enjoys Killers of the Flower Moon, so therefore you're spending most of your time watching great movies.
Right.
And
Yeah.
you don't want to become a translator, which
Yeah.
I don't really understand why you wouldn't, but let's just say you don't.
Watch Killers of the Flower Moon enough, you might become fluent in Indian.
Could be.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about that line when he's in the car and she says something in Osage and he goes, you must have said, I'm a handsome devil.
Yeah.
That's a great line.
Yeah.
You got to admit.
The movie has good parts.
It has great parts.
Yeah.
If you don't want to become a translator because you're too lazy, then you just tell a friend how much you enjoy it. Wait, did I just insult to people I'm trying to get to? That's not what I meant. I didn't mean... I didn't mean that. I didn't mean for that to come out that way.
Or try again.
What to say? If you're not going to become translator because you're not smart enough to pass it. Oh shit!
You did it again.
That's not what I meant to say either. That's not what I meant to say either.
If you're a big dum-dum, just tell a friend.
Oh wait, let me guess. You have other things in your life. Oh, you're one of these people. I have a life.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
I don't have all time to do this.
Right.
All right. Well, once again for the Penn Cinema Podcast, I'm David Moulton.
I'm Ben Ketchum. Take care and party on.
Thanks for joining us this episode. Our hosts would love to hear from you. To contact the show with your thoughts and reviews, email podcast@penncinema.com. This podcast is a production of Penn Cinema. Escape to the movies at Penn Cinema, featuring crisp digital projection, killer sound, reserved seating, and premium power recliners. With locations in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, Wilmington, Delaware, and Huntington Valley, Pennsylvania. Showtimes and tickets available at www.penncinema.com.